So I've been thinking a lot lately about how easy it is to get caught up in doing what everyone else is doing without really stopping to ask if it's actually right for you. I see it in real estate all the time. And here's the thing about Ocean City, New Jersey, and I say this to everyone who calls. Ocean City does not behave like the rest of the country. It never has. And once you understand why, everything else I'm about to tell you will make a lot more sense. Let me ask you something. If you've been thinking about Ocean City, buying, selling, or just watching the market, how long have you been sitting on that thought? A few months? A year? Could be longer. I talk to people just like you every single week who are exactly in that place. And I get it. I mean, the national news is confusing. Interest rates, they're just as confusing. So today, I'm going to give you the real picture of what's actually happening in Ocean City right now. The numbers. I'm going to explain them in plain English. What it means if you're buying, what it means if you're selling. No spin, no pressure, just straight talk. Hello, my name is JoAnn Donahue, and I work under my brand name, JoAnn at the Shore. I've been serving the Jersey Shore market for 27 years. I grew up coming to this shore my entire life. My family has deep roots here. I've lived in Galloway Township for over 4 decades in the same house that we raised our 3 children, and now our grandchildren are here. We are just minutes from the island. This market isn't just where I work, it's where I belong. So let's get into it. First, a little context nationally, because it matters. After a few sluggish years, the real estate market across the country is just starting to wake up. More buyers are coming off the sidelines. More sellers are starting to think about it. And the outlook for 2026 is actually looking pretty optimistic. But Ocean City is different. It's a barrier island. It is built out. There is no new land. You cannot manufacture more of it, even if you tried. And that simple fact is the engine behind everything that happens in this market. So, while national headlines talk about inventory improving and prices softening, on this island, the math is different. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's talk about what actually happened here over the past year. Prices. The average sale price crossed $1.4 million in 2025. That's not a typo, folks. And it moved up, not by a little, but by a lot. Now you might be thinking, yeah, well, that's just the luxury market. And you're not wrong. Sales above 3 million more than doubled. But here's what surprises people. The middle of the market barely moved. The median price is sitting around 838,000, and in a market that's been climbing decade after decade, that kind of stability is something to pay attention to. Let's talk inventory. This is the number that explains everything. Right now, there are about 200 active listings. Sounds like a lot, but compared to 20 years ago, there were over 800. We have less than a quarter of the inventory we once had, and demand has only grown. That's why prices don't drop here the way they do elsewhere. There simply isn't enough supply. How fast are things moving? Well, if a home is priced well, they're going under contract in about a month. And sales actually went up last year. 641 closings, the most we've seen in a few years. That tells you something. Buyers who want to be here, they're not waiting. And sellers, if you've been wondering if now is still a good time, here's my take, my honest take. The frenzy is over. Thank God. And that's okay. A small number of homes are still selling over asking, but not many. And a lot of listings are sitting. Why? Because they came in too high and now they're chasing the market down. Pricing is everything. The sellers who win are those who come in sharp from day one. Every week you sit overpriced, you're losing momentum. You don't get that back. Now, buyers, let's talk to you. If you've been waiting for the perfect time, I want to be straight with you. I've watched buyers wait for years, and most of the time, most of them are still waiting because the perfect time never came. But 2026 is giving us something a little different, a little more inventory, less chaos, and more conversation. And if rates ease, more buyers will come into the market. So if you're ready, this may be one of the calmer moments to come in that we've seen in years. And remember this, you can refinance a rate. You cannot go back and buy a property that's no longer available. The question isn't, is this the right perfect time? The question is, are you ready? If you want to talk this through, I'm here. I call it a discovery call. No pressure, just a real conversation. I want to take a minute and just be real with you. The shore market has changed. What it costs to get on this island today is not what it was 10 years ago. And it's not as accessible as it once was either. And that's a real loss because this shore was built by everyday people. My family was part of that. I didn't grow up with money. I grew up with roots. And for the past 27 years, I've helped people put down roots right here on the shore. So when I tell you this market is expensive, I'm not saying it to discourage you. Truly, I'm not. I'm saying it because I want you to come in here with eyes wide open so you understand what you're stepping into. And so you have a plan that's actually working for your life. Because here's what I've seen. For the people who do find their way onto this island, it changes things. It becomes part of who they are. It becomes the place everyone comes back to. And that's worth something. That's worth planning for. My family's been tied to this area for 4 generations. So for me, this isn't just a market. It's home. If you're thinking about buying or selling here in Ocean City or anywhere along the shore, I'd love to talk. Not a sales call, just a real conversation. A conversation about what makes sense to you. You can find me at JoAnn at the Shore, or call or text me. All of my contact information is in my description. Hit subscribe if you want more straight talk on what's actually happening in this market. I'm JoAnn Donahue with JoAnn at the Shore, and I'll see you on the next one.